People in the place get down with your best self. Galaxy-wide and we're kicking it live.
Couple of vagabonds, fond of being on the run. We never stick around long enough to orbit the sun. And going guns a-blazing, never call it a draw. A line straight out of space, we above the law. Check it, I've got the medicine, cosmic adrenaline. Cause effect, iron and nerves are still settling. Bet that we don't gotta be like everybody else. Focused in on cars, cash, stars, image and wealth. And the health's on the back burner, counting every calorie. Rather be a bounty hunter's cheap shot salary. Proud to be wild and free, know you got a pal of me. Runaway sailing through a cutthroat galaxy. We could be the heroes of the villainous crew, because they're killing us for money and we gotta break through. Too weird to live, but still unsafe enough to make it big blow. Wait if the system is rigged, cause we're all so spaced out, chasing down the next sitting pretty place to stay. Those days are gone, the pressure's on. Be another legendary stray, I won't die. Face down, no sweat, forget about it, back ends the day. Ready, you're not, the future's coming in. Not so space if you wanna, up and away. Ways to go, I kept my eyes on the wrong street. Treasures of invisible past, I found them so sweet. Sold my soul to stick them out when easily could do without. Golden memories that were never ours, forget about it. Getting louder, making moves, seeing never clearer. With a reservation sitting in the rear view mirror. The fear of the sheer love for people that are idolized. Hideous indifference and coming out of sight. So here's a little tip so you can see what I see. The old dogs, old tricks, triple N mentality. Nobody trying to link with you, you're wasting your breath. But if you can't join them, you can always beat them to death. You got it? Kicking like a hero, but we getting kinda weary. Cause no one really knows if we just play it always serious. Fuck the way they cheer at us, stemming from the fear of us. Still keep it downright delirious. Also spaced out, chasing down the next sitting pretty place to stay. Those days are gone, the pressure's on. Be another legendary stray, I won't die. Face down, no sweat, forget about it, back ends the day. Ready, you're not, the future's coming in. Not so space if you wanna, up and away. Galaxy-wide, now I ain't gotta be notorious. Inglorious me, who still can write a proper story. Must have lost a couple models on the way from up you. There ain't no trouble like a double life rendezvous. I choose to gun it cause our universe is ever extends. And tell me, aren't you sick of stress and trying to guess at the end's in? Pretending like we're heroes of the planet was offending. I'm sending off yesterday, gonna cast up all the bits or feelings ambiguity. We kicked in it, just you and me, trying to find the silver lining. Game is full of lunacy. Just sticking to the past, you're gonna run it like a slave. This is coming from the chick who said fuck the new way. You an enemy, a homie, I swear you're gonna know me. The adventure is embracing what the universe will throw me. Nobody owe me nothing, not a listening ear, but I'ma sing it real loud and clear. We're just so spaced out, chasing down the next sitting pretty place to stay. Those days are gone, the pressure's on. Be another legendary stray, I won't die. Face down, no sweat, forget about it, back ends the day. Ready, you're not, the future's coming in. Not so space if you wanna, up and okay. Spaced out, chasing down the next sitting pretty place to stay. Those days are gone, the pressure's on. Be another legendary stray, I won't die. Face down, no sweat, forget about it, back ends the day. Ready, you're not, the future's coming in. Not so space if you wanna, up and away.
Alright, that's a wrap, folks. Over and out.
Upon the seas of paradise, amid the breeze and tiki light, the cool air on those humid nights, the perfect place to spend my life with. Fleas and parasites who feed each other's appetites for one another as they fight to feed each other's appetites. Parasites administering mighty bites to fill their endless appetites up with you. They bite the very hand that feeds their never-ending feeding needs. I'd rather swim in centipedes than have to spend another day with fleas. And parasites who exercise their feeding rights on those that they have set their sights to satiate their appetites. Parasites with circumferent ticks and mites, they fill their endless appetites up with you. inside, outside, coast to coast. They'll take them till they've got the most from every unsuspecting host, and treat your body like a cruise ship out on the seas of paradise. Get the putrid air and lights. They're hanging out like stalagmites. Got me itching and scratching for my life, and I'm a breeding ground that's also right with fleas and
tapeworm, tapeworm. Don't forget that tapeworm.
And now, Jinx and Electo awaken to the scent of a blood debt. Eh. Oh, right. This is the ram destroying scene. Eh. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, oop. Roll that back up like a Looney Tunes character. Hello, hello. Oh, my tears. Hello, 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 lackeys. Hope you're all staying happy, staying healthy, staying hydrated, as per usual. And I hope you all are ready for a fantastic night in the world of Sunset Overdrive again. This game is so, like, high-paced, so chaotic, but in all the right ways. I really, really do love it. Though, before we get into that, those of you who spotted it during the intro countdown, because I don't have it on this screen, hold on. Bam. We do have 2 videos to get down to before we get into gameplay tonight. So, it'll be just a short couple, because one of them's like a normal tradition video length and one of them's super short, so it'll be nice and fast. So we may as well jump straight on into these bad boys. Rock and sway. There it is. Ebb and flow. Don't stop. Oh, I'm on the wrong verse, right? Alrighty. Let me crank that down. Your tunes may be alluring, Scylla, but you're just background audio for tonight's broadcast. As tonight, if I remove the background so you can actually see it, blammo. Tonight we're checking out, what the, oh, Jesus, god damn it. Oh, I made everything fucky. Did I fix it? There we go. As tonight, we're checking out a video entitled Foods You Shouldn't Eat But Technically Can by The Poopy Show. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that I'm not subscribed to this person. In fact, they're getting a subscription right goddamn now. Purely for their style and art, art style and style of like narration and everything. I've seen a few videos from this channel already recently, and that's what made me decide to put one of them on our tradition for the evening. It's a nice short one, only 8 minutes, you know, but I hope you lackeys enjoy it just as much as I do. And if not, then poopy to you. Oh right, poopy warning. This video talks about a lot of food that you should not eat. Federal law says, don't eat it, pretty please.
Hi, welcome to an episode of Reasons Why I'm Not Allowed Outside Anymore. Even though I think we've all experienced the desire to eat things that aren't food. There's a subreddit and a TLC show that revolve around this desire, so it must be common. Of course, some of those things can end up being your last meal, but others you can technically safely consume on a semi-regular basis with no adverse effects. People might think you're a weirdo and your friends will start avoiding you, but you'll be physically unharmed. Today, we talk about these foods, which I have dubbed technically allowed snacks, starting with trees. This is
pretty much every part of a tree, if I'm not mistaken, right? Bark, probably wood in small quantities, and I know that leaves are something that people, like, can technically eat.
This is a fantasy of mine because of that one episode of Johnny Bravo where he gets served roasted sequoia by a handsome Amazonian woman. But to answer the question, can we straight up eat trees? I'll need to talk a bit about cellulose. See, unlike animal cells, plant cells have cell walls, and what are those? cellulose. And what's that? A bunch of glucose molecules. So it's basically a long chain of sugar, but also the main component of wood. That means we can eat it, right? Well, although cellulose has the same nutritional value and makeup as starch, which is edible and yummy, there's one major difference between them. The molecules are linked differently. So while you can technically eat cellulose, you will not digest it. Like, oh no, glucose molecules joined by...
Oh, is that why it's the joke that trees are high in fiber? I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if fiber in our food is literally just cellulose.
Beta linkage do not agree with me. Shut the fuck. An example of this that you've definitely come across is seeing a random corn kernel on a floater. This happens because corn is encased in a shell made up of cellulose. The inside is starch, but if you don't chew properly, you won't get to it, and the whole thing will just pass through. Animals like beavers, rabbits, and I don't know, squirrels probably, those fat fucks eat anything, have microorganisms in their gut that produce the enzyme cellulase. They get to eat wood.
It's like lactase. Lactase consumes lactose and makes it digested. Cellulase consumes cellulose and makes it digested. Okay.
You get to eat wood.
Wait, so like when are we gonna get cellulose-free trees? They already make lactose-free milk, so we can make cellulose-free trees. Don't fucking tell me we can.
And not get indigestion is through some sort of genetic manipulation of your gut bacteria. But here's some good news. You can eat some tree safely. Not the bark, not the wood, but the part that's between them called the cambium. This is the nutritional elevator of the tree. It's both edible and digestible.
Oh, it's what carries like the water and stuff from the
cambium of all trees, but a survivalist's favorite are white pines, which are said to be the tastiest, and their needles are also a good source of vitamin C. Unfortunately, I found no workaround for cotton, which is pure cellulose, but grass, you can apparently eat all the grass you want, baby. It's just not calorie dense enough for survival situations. That being said, for legal reasons, do not eat this. I'm not encouraging you to even try. Next, dirt. Dirt is another thing you can eat if you really want to. I've discovered
the fucking heavy noises, dude. No.
that many indigenous tribes and women on Etsy habitually consume clay.
Is it bad that I'm actually eating
can
food
be
while I'm
dangerous
watching
and give
this?
you parasites, heavy metal poisoning, too much potassium disease, and it can also block your intestines. A little bit of dirt, though, can actually be beneficial. Research has suggested that people who grow up on farms, for instance, have lower rates of Crohn's disease, asthma, and allergies. The desire to eat dirt may come from a condition known as pica, which is an eating disorder sometimes linked to nutritional deficiencies. But the medical term for eating dirt, which was first described by Hippocrates, is called geophagia. The practice is more common than you think, possibly because clay can absorb toxins and thus help a person with some stomach issues. Additionally, many pregnant women crave dirt in, I quote, an instinctual effort to protect against harm from toxins and pathogens. Clay and dirt are easily digestible, but
I don't know if it goes that far, but I do know that
are eating
clay
clean or
and
fresher
chalk
from the subsurface of the ground, as bacteria and parasites are normally found in the topsoil. For legal reasons, do not eat this. I'm not encouraging you to even try. The next food / not really food is again me being far too influenced by cartoons. But listen, a whole ass beehive. Now, I hate honey because it has the same flavor profile as an elderly woman's house, but honeycomb looks exquisite.
Dude,
and
I love
it's actually the
honeycomb
optimal
and
way
I
to
love
consume honey. I know it'd be extremely dangerous to eat a whole hive with bees in it, but luckily in some Asian countries, a roasted honeycomb containing bee larvae is a type of street food. And you know what?
I mean, that just makes sense, yeah. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're eating honey, a lot of times you are also eating crushed up bees / bee larvae. It's kind of hard to separate them.
Don't fuck around with the winter bulk. If I can get some extra protein and calories in my meal, that's a win. The same goes for the next food on the list. A whole banana. There's no dignity in eating a banana. It is a fruit meant to be eaten privately and in shame. Because First, you gotta peel it like a little bitch looking for which end to start with, and I know some people even remove the little strings left from the peel, which are called phloem bundles by the way, and much like the cambium that we talked about earlier, they transport nutrients and yes, are also very nutritious themselves. So if you're a real winter bulk alpha male like me, you're gonna eat the banana whole, because banana peels have more fiber than the actual fruit, antioxidants, and an additional 78 grams of potassium.
Damn.
But here's the actual reason that they're on my list. The stickers. I really want to eat food stickers. That's the real intrusive thought here. Food stickers are not meant to be eaten, obviously, but they're food grade, which means they don't have any harmful chemicals in them. Oh, and the glue? Well, the FDA requires it be edible. So technically, you can peel off the sticker, lick it like a yogurt lid, and throw it away as you swallow the fruit whole, and you'll be fine. Possibly freak people out, but you'll be fine. And everyone else will just be impressed and envious of you. Also, speaking of edible adhesives, here's the amount of glue you can eat per day without getting in trouble, okay? Do not eat glue. You technically can, but don't eat it. Although, no. Now the next item on the list I consider to be the final boss of things you shouldn't eat but can. Perhaps because it's the most against you eating it. Silica gel.
Silica gel.
Silica gel is a form of silicon dioxide, a powerful moisture-absorbing substance, and what I once thought to be the most toxic thing known to man. Like, I would thoroughly wash my hands after touching the packet just in case there was a breach and I accidentally came into contact with one of the balls. But
fun fact, it's... Well, actually, they're gonna get to it, but yeah, it's not toxic. It's just a dehydrator. And, like, if you dehydrate yourself really badly, that's fucking bad for you.
silica gel is chemically inert. Your body is not going to break it down, it will just pass through. The real danger here is actually choking. So it is in fact best if you do get it down to your stomach. The same kind of goes for styrofoam. Styrofoam is the commercial name for polystyrene, a petroleum-based chemical compound. Although many petroleum products will give you hydrocarbon poisoning, styrofoam does not break down and it cannot be absorbed into your body. The only risk here is once again choking. So petroleum-based cottage cheese, technically allowed. And now, it's not harmful for you to eat it, but it is harming the environment. The new age packing peanuts that look like corn puffs are, well, most often made out of cornstarch. So you'll actually have an easier time eating those, just like nature will have an easier time breaking them down. So non-toxic, eco-friendly Cheeto Puffs, double allowed. For legal reasons, do not eat this. I'm not encouraging you to even... Finally, last but not least, these magical rocks. This is bismuth.
Really?
It's one of the least toxic heavy metals, and although you can't eat too much of it, bismuth is the active ingredient in Pepto-Bismol. But more importantly, you know how it was really fashionable to eat gold a few years ago? There were all those BuzzFeed videos where they try foods at different price points, and the last food is always mid, but it's covered in gold leaf. If this trend re-emerges, but instead of gold it's bismuth flakes, I feel like I'd be more interested in food that's already fighting against heartburn as I'm eating it. For legal reasons, do not eat this. I'm not encouraging it. That was all the not food foods I wanted to talk about today. Comment which one sounds the tastiest to you, or maybe share a forbidden snack you want to try. Again, do not eat these or you get the crock, okay? Crocks are also technically edible. Okay, bye!
I love the fucking extra ones that we just got thrown in there every so often. Jesus. This channel is amazing. I highly recommend them, dude. I don't know what it is about their level of, like, editing and chaos, but it resonates with me on a high level. Okay. We've got one more video to get down to before we get into gameplay here. This one's a bit longer, but those of you who are fans of Lancer, that's right, baby. We're getting some more Lancer lore. This one's about the Karakin trade baronies, mech knights, and sci-fi nobles. Now, a couple of the mechs and a couple of the traits and abilities that we have been using on the Super Soldiers campaign has been from the Karakin trade baronies book. That being said, it's just the player data stuff because I don't own the book. So it's very nice to have at least a little overview of some of this lore and like what the meaning behind a lot of them are, because this one has me intrigued.
Today we're talking about the beating industrial heart and grim truth for union, the Karakin trade baronies. with a very fancy emphasis on the barony part. Hi, hello, and welcome back to Lancer, our favorite mech tabletop RPG, where we're talking about the noble feudal knights of the future with the Karakin trade baronies. For all the massive grand projects Union holds, all its utopian dreams, pillars, and ideals, all of that is enforced, fueled, even alongside the megacorps, by the Karakin trade baronies. There is no modern-day Union without the Karakin trade baronies. None.
Okay.
It happened with
these are a
SecCom and
big
still going on with
player.
Third Com. It is needed for the utopian dream. It's a debated point, so 1, 2, 3, 4, I think maybe more. It's the grim truth of the new prosperity agreement. Union does not stand on its own without the Karakin trade baronies. They are both the truth of the new prosperity. 2, 3, 4, I think maybe more.
I just want to take a quick look at these. Throne Krakus was the true prize anyway. Barons could enjoy privilege. Oh. The barons ceded the hegemony to Union, allowing the barons to enjoy a privileged position in the galaxy. Okay. Created an uncomfortable tension. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Baronies refuse to adhere to central principles and policies as soon as they are no longer politically convenient, undermining them with each new transgression. Baronies control some of the largest single-party mining, harvesting, and natural resource endeavors. It's a grim truth and cause of tension between the factions of the Third Committee that whoever holds Caracas has at least one hand on the levers of Union's power. The Baronic embassy on Cradle is constantly trafficked by Union diplomats and officials, just as the Union campus on Caracas is inundated with nobles and magnates. Okay. Damn. These really are a power player.
It's the grim truth of the new prosperity agreement. Union does not stand on its own without the Karakin trade baronies. They are both interlocked with each other. While there is a Union citizen on a core world enjoying the wealth of all life, cybernetics, biomods, everything at their fingertips with no cost of mana, there's some ignoble suffering on a mining camp within the Karakin trade baronies. Or the rest of their interest. Because yes, it's not just the 9 worlds of the Karakin trade baronies, nor the 9 systems. It stretches much, much farther. But before we head too much into the modern-day workings of the Karakin trade baronies, let's learn how this massive galactic industrial powerhouse found its footing. So the history of the Karakin trade barony stretches way, way back to before the fall, on one of the first of the 10, the Apollo. The 10 themselves being 10 significant generation ships that were sent out from Earth before the fall. Sent initially both to help with the current running of Earth and the problems it's been suffering, but later on just act as its own continuation of humanity as the rest of the Sol system fell apart. Now, when it comes to the history specifically, compared to all the other megacorps or factions we've covered so far, Karakin Space has its own field guide. It's dense, or at least dense compared to any of the other faction material we've had so far.
Really?
So for the sake of that, we're going to be compressing this down real quickly. So we have the Long Quiet, which is all the stuff beforehand, or before what's considered modern Karakin history, or Karakin history in general. It's a nice colony. It's left with its own colonial charter, and it's kind of sending wake shipping back and forth between itself and Earth. It's sending raw materials back to Earth. Earth is sending advanced equipment back to them. Wake shipping being just automated ships going back and forth, following in the wake of a colonial venture. So out of everything, relatively normal. It's a sci-fi colony out in the distance, one of the first extrasolar that is. There was plenty of settlements within the Sol system. Then eventually news comes back from Earth. The fall has begun, or at least has hit proper. The Sol system's just an utter wreck. Internal fighting, bickering, the internal biosphere of planet Earth just falling apart, same thing with different colonial ventures. The humans of planet Earth are essentially just all dead, as far as Caracas is concerned. And with that meant that the people currently running the planet, or had the colonial charter, and those currently buying off of Wake Trade and all their current station based off their relation to Earth, began to panic. Panic and power grab. Essentially the planetary governor declaring some kind of martial law, all the different people from the Wake traders, different militant groups, all claiming different factories and locations underneath the colonial governor. Which lasts roughly about like 4 months maybe? Less than a year. As all those different forces and the people rebelling against that, everything just falls apart. It's called the melee. As internal warfare, bickering, the entire colony tears itself apart.
Hey, over here, Steve. This dude's got a fucking TV. Let's take his place. Basically is what was happening there for, oh my god, almost 1,000 years.
The melee lasts 600 years. At the end point, it had turned into basically a feudal state, with different noble barons holding on to different bits of tech, factories, the people they can actually arm, with the original settlement, Karaka, being this entire horrible wasteland.
Jesus
and ruins
Christ.
set up with different scavengers and high-tech banditry. Just a total mess, just a total feudal
Max,
sci-fi mess.
basically.
Until eventually you have Passacaglia the First, a pretty much mythological figure now, and so much history that's been edited, any of this can be just taken to be fake. But supposedly, having been ignoble born, fighting and conquering their way through everything else, taking scavengers, forming an army from the ruins of Karaka, eventually uniting the planet. A very unification war situation. And as a part of this, restarting the sciences, studying old tech, taking over ships that were left in orbit mothballed. Not slowly building its way back up or internal fighting or squabbling anymore, but just an instant reboot on what was going on. As it continues on, Caracas begins colonizing different planets, namely its own moon, terraforming that a bit, and spreading out further and further. A relative golden age to a point. Also bumping into an already colonized world and dealing with it. It's also important to note that during this time, Passacaglia didn't get rid of the noble system. In fact, very much still supported it to an extent, or still was a part of it. So within this whole system and different planets being built out and different bits of trade and negotiation and interstellar spreading, it's all still a bunch of different noble feuding houses, with Throne Karaka at its very center. And in said Throne Karaka, a massive, massive load of bureaucracy, which was delayed by time and relativity as well, because yeah, they didn't have blink gates. They didn't even have the fastest interstellar engines at the time. Everything was super slow, decades in between certain shipments between systems. Alongside the different noble houses, feuding, and this just massive Byzantium system, it just began to fall apart and fall in on itself. And at the tail end of the low Passacaglia, you have one of the planets declaring independence. So the current ruler of the time sends one of his generals, Tyrant, to go out and deal with that. Massive fleet all set up, most of the forces from Caracas itself sent.
Hey, I don't like what they're doing. Put an end to it, please. Yes, sir.
Out to just stomp that. This General Tyran gets there eventually, deals with the problems from that planet, after a long siege of about 7 years. Less long in the scale of a lot of this other time, and more brutal,
Actually, yeah,
because
that's true.
this planet was built like a fortress. Eventually getting some messages to be called back over to Caracas, so eventually following that, as apparently there's been some political issue there. And he comes back into the middle of the last argument of kings. So as Tyran comes back, it's a
Wait, that's an ability that you can get on your mechs in the game, the Last Argument of Kings. I don't know what, I don't know what it came from, but it's on my goblin in Lancer Tactics that I was practicing with.
He comes back into the middle of the last argument of kings.
Such a
so as
wild
Tyrant
name.
comes back, it's a show. Everything's a mess. Active fleets are fighting in the middle of the system. Caracas itself has become an entire war zone of different trenches spanning continents. The entire surface of Caracas scarred from orbital bombardment, some still ongoing to an extent. Different factories, bunkers that have been built up. The entire planet choked with industrialization just to keep up with this effort. Different ships that have long crashed onto the surface. An asteroid that had been flung over towards the planet and hit the North Pole, throwing the entire weather system off. So it turned out in the time that Tyrant had left, the last Passacaglian died on the throne, with no obvious heir. Technically some, or at least different claimants to the throne with different relations and relativity throwing all of this through a loop, but all these noble houses vying for the central throne Karaka. This event, by the way, the Last Argument of Kings, is documented, at least within Union's own knowledge, as the first large-scale interstellar war. Multiple systems, multiple large-scale fleets, different interstellar projectiles used. Whole mess, whole mess. So Tyrant giving an order to his different command.
Interstellar projectiles is fucking crazy. Because that means across star systems, these motherfuckers were shooting things that would fly a galaxy over and hit a bitch. That's insanity.
Commanders and fleets said to lock down different, essentially radio silence, to debate and think as they now had the largest fleet within the system that he had just entered suddenly. And after months of radio silence, eventually he opens comms to every channel and gives his response. I serve the people of Caracas and its throne. After that statement, multiple orbital bombardments, naval fleet engagements, boarding actions on different ships, and also landing craft heading down to the planet and Throne Karaka itself. An all-out assault on a system-wide scale. And in this chaos, this infighting, this mass bit of confusion, Tyran takes it. The throne first, then the system, then eventually sets off on a large campaign on the Enorum Tyrannus, to take the rest of the Karrakin trade baronies. And as far as they knew, the rest of humanity. With all that going on and some of those details there with the last argument of kings, we enter the Enorm Tyrannus, and it ends with a dynasticlad. An actually peaceful transference of power to a federal monarchy, essentially. Different capital planets would be set up with major houses that would get rid of any of the previous titles. You'd still be able to hold on to them, but the houses themselves weren't connected to any. From those worlds and systems, you would then have a representative that would go to throne Karaka. It is here that there would be a balance of power between the different noble houses and systems specifically. And this is actually where we get the major house system of today. Then we enter the New Federation, which is essentially another golden age to an extent, just building infrastructure, expanding different bits of territory, filling out, building up, all nice things really, just status quo. You still have your scuffles here and there, and duels and conflict are legal, on a small scale, small enough scale. By small enough, still meaning entire regiments. But outside of that, everything's pretty fine. No new argument of king.
Hey, listen. You brought one too many units to this battle, okay? Send one of them home, and we can fight. If you keep this unit here, I'm going home, and you're disqualified.
To an extent, no massive houses throwing entire interstellar bodies at one another. Everything's great, and then an old buoy triggers. Not just an ocean buoy, an info buoy that has been sent out along one of the Lagrange points of Caracas. From before the fall, an archaic system that was left behind gets a message pinged from Earth. A message from individuals calling Earth Cradle for some reason. They had come with messages asking if they needed aid, any help to the different desperate humans that had been spread out from Cradle, and instructions on how to build something to communicate back, which the crew at the time found pretty funny because Caracas already had the equipment already installed, or built up. But eventually messages sent back and communication begins to go back and forth between the two, still taking forever as it's only light-based, no Omninet still. And eventually there's also physical first contact made, one that the Federal Karrakin monarchy wasn't sure how to handle, with the physical contact being escorted with a noble escort as per tradition declared, making quite a few different old hardliner houses a bit upset. Also Caracas aligning itself and placing themselves within the Union calendar instead of vice versa, because as far as the majority of different Karrakin people believed themselves to be as just the continuation of humanity. Cradle might have been the starting place of humanity, but the actual continuation of that civilization was on Caracas, was in the Karrakin systems, not Cradle, which had thousands of years just being this hellish wasteland and eventually just inheriting all this tech. Caracas was around during those times. It had interstellar wars, it had battles, histories, and yet the federal Karrakin monarchy is just letting these Union people walk in and stomp around as if they're inheritors of the galaxy? That Caracas is owned by them in some way? Relatively similar feelings would be felt over on Cradle as well. Not necessarily the exact same stance, but how dare these Karrakins believe they're the head of the galaxy? How dare they think we don't inherit what they have? They're humanity, we're Union. Our whole shtick is to have humanity united. They can't stand apart from that. Our goal is noble. So with these two different sentiments and much issues in between internal politics-wise, both of the government's current feelings on how to interact with galactic politics flip, as the federal Karrakin monarchy itself is pushed to mobilize and militarize, with different people taking seats within it. And over on Union side, FirstCom is replaced with SecCom, and the first Union Karrakin War begins. So, outside in the void of space where these two different fleets are meeting, turns out Union just sent a ton of projectiles not towards the fleets themselves that were coming to attack them, but towards the Caracas. This forced the hand of the Karrakin fleet to divert and split itself, heading to these different projectiles to intervene, having itself be picked apart individually by Union ships. Which, even though Union had been left behind time-wise on the scale of Karrakin development, in a relatively even fight to an extent, Union itself just had the bonus of all the massive vaults and the tech instantly inherited that had been built up and stored away secretly. So with a relatively even fight then split into smaller quadrants, Union just ate everything up. Though to the Karrakins' effort, they did stop the projectiles, except for one. Didn't hit anything directly, impacted an ocean, killed millions and wiped away a city essentially, and the aftershock effects inflicting on billions. Caracas itself was preparing for a landed invasion, setting up the artillery batteries, mobilizing all of its military forces ground-wise, and all its other local systems scrambling to try and fill some kind of defense, waiting for Union ships to hit their sky. But strangely, those ships never come. The sky isn't filled with massive warcraft. For some reason, the Union ships just turned and left, burning outside of Caracas space. The only sign of something else going on within the Karrakin system is just being that a lot of different tech and AI machines are acting strangely. The reason that fleet, by the way, was taken away is because one of our old friends just woke up, or came into existence, either or. But also just to note, the fact that machines were freaking out on Caracas itself during that same moment, not just in the Sol system, Holy shit. But outside of that, Caracas begins to mobilize still, the federal Carrican monarchy is in a no-confidence vote and voted out, and they prepare for the Second Union-Carrican War, which as it slowly heads off to begin sometime later, the Carrican fleet's just wiped. Just wiped. Not even a chance. Not even like last time with some kind of dirty trick or tactic. Just killed. The reason for this being is the fact that Union now had paracausal tech and specifically NHPs. A particular type and installation called a fleet mind, which is used and basically is the standard for military naval warfare within space, making the predictability gap a joke. You cannot fight when your movements that take months to go into effect can be instantly predicted years in advance. So back at the Federal Carrican Monarchy, who knew and heard of these reports of how the fleet was doing, or did, they knew that they could potentially hold out, but billions would die. All of Carrican space itself would basically be set ablaze, Union itself would probably drain itself or also be blown apart, and they decided to instead reach an arrangement with SETCOM. The new Prosperity Agreement, essentially allowing Carrican trade baronies to govern itself, have individual freedoms that are respected by the nobility to an extent, and that Union has to respect nobility-wise, and essentially, even though they're technically under the hegemony, allows them to be their own independent entity in that hegemony. If the Union demands something of Carrican space, they cannot enforce that. Even to ThirdCom with its 3 pillars, the new Prosperity Agreement is still upheld. They cannot. These 3 things are a joke in most houses. But outside of that, on the Carrican side of things, they would be the suppliers of Union's expansion, of its utopian dream eventually, but in SETCOM's, its conquest. All its navies, all its fleets, all its stations, all its blink gates, its situation for the Omninet and setting up that infrastructure, all of that funded and supplied by the Carrican trade baronies. Because while Union itself inherited some of that tech from the massive vaults and its huge leap in technology when it came to the Deimos event, Carrican space has been building up for thousands of years and had inherited tech initially that was alongside some of the stuff in the massive vaults. While there are gaps in that technology, the Carrican trade baronies could tear apart stars for fuel, crack planets for their raw ores, take apart entire asteroid belts for resources.
Yeah, they're just ready
they
to
are
rip
ridiculous.
things apart and
Tear
be like,
apart
"This is
stars.
mine."
That is not an that's in the book. Also having one of their own
Hold on, I wanna read
tear
this.
apart stars. That is not an that's in the book.
Capacity to undertake utterly massive mega engineering projects, from tearing apart whole stars for their energy to cracking newly formed worlds for minerals, transforming entire colonial ventures into planet-sized agri-factories, and sucking the atmospheres from gas giants. This motherfucker is on the level of an Eldrazi. They are rolling around just going, oh, this planet has an atmosphere entirely of hydrogen gas. Guess I won't need hydrogen anytime soon. Barons of the modern KTB are unsurpassed titans of industry, using knowledge accumulated over centuries to crack stars, harvest nebulae, plumb the depths of frozen asteroids, and even unlock the secrets of the genetic code. Jesus.
Also having one of their own ring world set up before the first Union Carrican
So
War.
the Carrican
Mega
trade
projects are
baronies
Carrican's
are the
thing.
Oracan.
Well, you have the different megacorps over here with IPSN with its shipping, SSC with its fine high-end goods, Harrison Armory being
Like, SSC has the look of the Oracan, but Carrican trade baronies are the Oracan in advancement. Dear lord.
a military industrial complex. Carrican trade baronies are the extraction. They're the mines. They're the initial on-the-ground factories making raw resources and processing. They're the ones cracking apart planets, tearing apart stars, mining gas giants. They are the raw resource extraction of the galaxy. This institution and this agreement runs so deep that is, again, labeled as the grim truth. It is admitted by people within Union itself
Fucking
that of the
crazy.
levers of power Union has, mana, blink gates, the Omninet, that the Carrican trade baronies, whoever holds that, holds one of the levers to the galaxy. That itself is one of the 4 things that allows Union to operate. To maintain its current utopian dream and lifestyle on some of those worlds and the potential to hold it on the rest of the galaxy, it needs Caracas. Not just as its current form, but what it's doing in its current form. Not just the fact it has this agreement, but the fact it is all this raw resource extraction. These pillars go to the wayside. Okay, with
Yeah,
that bit
they
of
just-
dramatic flourish, we're
They just
almost
have
through with the history.
factories and mines and stuff
But
like
with that
that
agreement
okay.
and that grim truth, it goes from the new federation to the trade baronies. That's not it yet. We've still got a little more. Because it's the trade baronies for a while. It started being called that during SecCom, then you have Third Com's Revolution, then you have the First Interest War, which we talked about under the Harrison Armory videos, but in the short term, it essentially goes that, hey, SecCom's falling apart, Third Com's barely holding any of this together. The Karrakin trade baronies themselves saw this as a fantastic chance to take any other claims they had around their own systems. Meanwhile, the foundations of Harrison Armory were trying to conserve whatever they could from SecCom. And so over this squabble, they fought. And like last time, due to a tech difference and Creighton Harrison willing to just exterminate a planet, they had lost. At least a specific battle, with both sides being forced over by Union under a certain agreement to sign off and kind of stop the whole affair. In the trade, Harrison Armory would keep some of the different planets it was going for in the first place, and one of the previous claims that the Karrakin trade baronies had under SecCom, the Dawnline Shore, would be upheld. Now, to briefly talk of the Dawnline Shore, this is a holy grail galaxy-wise. Colonization-wise, it is 9 habitable planets, all relatively located near each other. A chunk of them within the same systems as each other. And even then, the systems themselves being, even relatively under lightspeed-wise, really close. Like 1 or 2 years in between. Not to mention resource rich as well, not just the planets themselves, but the other uninhabited planets within the systems. This place is a gold mine. While there might be literal gold, it's more for the sense of just galactic scale. So Harrison got to keep some of its purview and its initial claims, while the Karrakin trade baronies got to hold on to the Dawnline Shore. Theoretically. As within modern times, that's what's looming up to the Second Interest War, with Harrison Armory forces secretly going in and supplanting the locals within the Dawnline Shore. But with that, we're actually caught up. Huh. Oh, there's gonna be so many videos just on the history alone. That is a very dirty, very condensed summary of all that's there. But in short, we're left in our modern day with an oligarchic interstellar federal monarchy. Oh man, and just to talk about it itself, we'll talk about the planets it's based on, or at least the capital, because there's actually quite a few planets. So, Caracas, initially a temperate Gaia world when it was settled. Now, it's very much scarred over its various conflicts and its long history. The planet itself is home to Throne Karaka primarily, a palace city itself that is set up on 400 square kilometers.
What the fuck?
The palace, just the palace estate. Sorry, not 400. 4 million square kilometers.
Oh.
4 million square
kilometers. What the
Egypt's
shit?
roughly 1 million square kilometers. This is 4.
4 Egypts, and it's just the palace. That's a galactic palace if I've ever fucking seen one. Dear Lord.
Let alone that, Caracas City itself, the capital of the entire Karrakin trade baronies, is a metro swath, basically a hive city, that surrounds that. That surrounds a 4 million square kilometer palace estate. Within the book itself, it's labeled that there is no city larger with more impact on its planet environment with a higher population in the entire known galaxy. The city itself, left alone to uncounted billions. Not to mention the other 4 large satellite cities that had been placed along the outsides of Caracas City and the other parts of the planet. Or its populated moon. But the largest city in the known galaxy is the home to all of the bureaucratic mess that is the Karrakin trade baronies. But alongside the vibe of that city and that development and some of the high-tech stuff, just to emphasize, Caracas has been around and had a 7,000-year head start on Union. 7,000 years! Some of that was with Civil War and the melee on Caracas itself. Some of that was a bit later in the Argument of Kings. But 7,000 years. The mega projects of a ring world able to take apart stars, currently in modern times, a second ring world under construction. That planet I mentioned was basically entirely fortified. Multiple ancient mines that had literally been fortified into underground fortress complexes and bunkers that can handle and withstand multiple planetary bombardments. Some of which, in Caracas' scale, can cause seismic activity. The sheer volume. Massive mega engineering projects to edit entire planets just to be more artistically viable and more appealing to the tastes of the nobility that rule over it. Entire terraforming ventures that have only taken place over a handful of years and decades.
You're telling me these motherfuckers are out here doing hedge sculptures on the entire planet so that it looks better from orbit? That's insane.
Turning an uninhabitable moon into a luscious jungle. Weapon projects that, when they go wrong, are currently eating apart planets. Enough influence, tech, and infrastructure to be able to fuel all of Union. Not even the current Third Com Union, which is a lot of hands-off with the diaspora. The active military front Union. The SecCom Union. You see, with this infrastructure, to further exemplify the point of how many resources are being sent out, let's say Union wants to build different bits of stations to help with orbital infrastructure, their own ships within another local system, and a Blinkgate under construction, which is a massive endeavor. but also, to hold up the three pillars, they don't want to force any of that effort onto the local planet. So they go to the Karakin trade baronies. With the vast pool of resources in bulk, everything needed for that is sent. A good ton of it as well, with its own shipping. It doesn't rely on IPSN. For another group that supposedly held a good 20 to 30% of Union's own shipping, the fact that the Karakin trade baronies relies internally on itself and entirely on itself for its own shipping, that's another string not attached, but just able to send these things in bulk and to other previous Union core worlds and current Union core worlds being added on, to not have this entire endeavor forced onto industrializing, harvesting resources from their world and system. All of that's shipped in from Karakin space. But also,
they're like, hey, we've only got a little bit of iron on this planet. We need a lot of iron, but like, we could go digging through the whole planet to find all the iron, or we could just order it on Amazon and get next day shipping with the Karakin trade baronies.
So not just Karakin space. So you see, when it comes to this resource extraction, and ignoring these three pillars essentially, it's not left to just Karakin space. The new prosperity agreement is to the Karakin nobility, the throne Karaka itself, meaning it's wherever those noble titles go. Their bits of ownership, their land holdings, their mining operations in other territories. When it comes to Karakin space, there's two different definitions for it to an extent, internally at least. You have the concern, which are the core worlds that hold the major houses, and the jewel Caracas herself. And then you have the interest, which is commonly secondhand for the Dawnline Shore, but stands for any holding outside of the concern. The largest extent of this and the main prize, again, that gold mine in space, the Dawnline Shore being a primary, well, ironically, a concern, which goes into some of the current politics. But the interest stands for the Dawnline Shore and elsewhere. Different holdings of mines, different bought out locations, different bases, different military functions, their own shipping projects and companies. Any territory or operation they hold outside of the concern, which they do, is described as with Union itself spreading its hegemony and going throughout all of the known galaxy to an extent. The Karakin trade baronies also have their own periphery, which overlaps just as much. While it's not outright planets or no new major houses to an extent, it's all mines here, operations over there, a station in this system tearing apart this gas giant. Making deals with the local diaspora to an extent to have their own military forces placed within their station. Their mining and industrial operations extend much farther than just the concern and just the Dawnline Shore. They are spread through all of Union. While the majority of the noble houses care to only stay back in the concern itself proper, their industry, their holdings, all those little places an exception, all those mining outposts, all those different stations, these don't apply. There is noble and ignoble.
Oh, yeah.
The status quo of how Karakin space has operated for a long time.
Dude, look at this shit. This is fucking 40k if I've ever seen 40k. What the shit?
Is still held. All this talk in Third Com wanting to spread these three pillars to the galaxy has to be held up by the situation of the Karakin trade baronies. On top of the potential conflict with the Second Interest War is that inevitable clash of ideologies between them and Union. But to try and ward this off is the fact that a part of the new Prosperity Agreement had a permanent seat within SecCom holding the Prime Baron. Or at least open to the Prime Baron, which this current one has actually been quite profitable with. Current Prime Baron Karabem essentially wants, as a Federalist, the general peace and status quo to be maintained. Don't fight a war with Union, remain the general supplier, keep peace between the different major houses, and all is good. Also kick off Harrison Armory. In fact, within CENTCOM to a point, they've held the fourth column, a solid 20% chunk of the entire CENTCOM. 20% of the entire Central Committee, which has actually been on the decrease down 20%. A good other chunk kind of splitting to other different parts of it. But that's going into more Third Com's own politics in modern time. That's a Third Com video. But in short, basically 20% of Union Central Committee is basically Karakin. But even though there's this talk of peace and this talk of just generally trying to keep the status quo, one thing that has changed over the course of that interest war is a 400-year-long remilitarization campaign. An entire military restructuring within Karakin space itself, internally. As its current centralized system and its own army had kind of just fallen apart or languished within the own internal house politics and not even being in use. They've now switched over to the house system of house companies, free companies. House companies themselves also not just being limited to the major houses, though there is a major house company.
Also, I like how all of these are so fancy. They've got their, like, heraldry, they've got their fancy styling, they've got their, like, little symbology, their little crest at the top. Whatever fucking house this is just said, fuck you, here, take this, it's one of our flags. There, fuck off.
It's all houses. All houses have the right to hold up a house company, and the largest ones have a right to hold a specific strength. This also isn't just land forces to an extent, this also counts logistical and naval. This entire restructuring also involved the Cavalry College talking about and training military mechs, also with Cavaliers being their equivalent of Lancers, the famous Knights, and also Royal Naval Academy, which is one of the most famed within the galaxy itself. All of these house companies, well, when combined, well outnumber the current federal monarchy. But that would be if they were all together to outnumber the federal army. But even with that, and most people looking towards some kind of potential future squabble internally with Carrick in space, namely because they've militarized themselves into separate houses, the gambit was the fact that if anything threatened the Carrick and Trade Baronies itself, they'd be a unified force against it, aka a second interest war. If they weren't internally squabbling or fighting, that would be a massive number of military forces.
Yeah, that would be huge.
They're an actual threat on the galactic stage now, not just through trade, but military. Hasn't been used yet, and some people are looking across internally in the concern over how that might be used, but for now, they're a sleeping bear in a certain way. A sleeping bear. To the point that Union itself is just funneling propaganda insurgent groups trying to spark some kind of fight, or turn in government. That specifically stated that Union is funding or supporting these groups. Which, I mean, yeah, some of them, yeah.
Okay.
Ungratefuls, yeah. Well, with that militarization and those house companies and those different planets and systems, we've kind of talked around them enough, to the different major houses. Because it's always fun to talk about house politics with nobles or the fantasy, sci-fi-esque nobility. I mean, look at Dune. So the House of Smoke on Islet A is currently a moon that's set up around a gas giant. It's the only real hard-body landing site around that system. Or at least close enough to the initial operations, a large chunk of the population actually on those different stations around the gas giant itself. The nobility itself, however, well within solid ground. Federalist, if I forgot to mention that. While there's plenty more to actually go a bit more in depth on these different realms and these different houses and the planets and systems, gonna be very brief and very, again, dirty summary. So in short, this was the Australia of Carrick in space, at least after the last argument of kings when all Norm Tyrannus was happening. This is where a lot of the different prisoners were sent. Because Iolete sent that meteor that hit Caracas. But in its modern history, it's kept up with the mining of different spaceship fuel. It's kind of built up this massive inverted tower within the moon itself. And as a fun note, it has a large immigrant population and noble houses that are all from Spari, or Spar. They are Spari, it's from Spar. The House of Remembrance, Arudai, liberal, the only liberal house. Arudai itself being one of the few houses that isn't on a separate system or planet, it's actually just on the moon around Caracas. But its task and job originally was set up to be the historians. So on its moon itself, with different bits of forest and gardens to an extent kept by nobility, a central hive city essentially just goes deep within the crust itself, keeping various bits of stores of information and history and artifacts from Caracas' past. They're actually responsible for a lot of the history that was preserved after Tyrannus had kind of rewrote a lot to the whole burning libraries thing. But the House of Remembrance itself and its own storage is this massive wealth of information and a treasure trove of historical artifacts. And a fun dungeon opportunity. That sounds like a blast.
Oh, yeah.
The House of Order, set up on Caracas itself, as we've previously described. A Federalist house, aka just keep the status quo. They don't actually own the planet itself. They're still made up of some of the different nobility, but their whole shtick is literally just bureaucracy. They are the bureaucrats. That whole massive bureaucratic mess that was the whole city itself, keeping track of everything Carrican-wise, all the different ownerships of nobles, duels, bickering, house companies, loans, ownerships, that's all them. To the point that their upkeep has almost taken this weird pseudo-religious degree of following procedure. The House of Glass, Ispasalar Federalist, one of the manufacturers, so not just the raw resource extraction to an extent, but the manufacturing extent. Large mega projects. I think, if I remember, they're the ones either that did the first Ring of World or attempting the second. But very much the SSC in the sense of the fine craft angle of manufacturing. Though it's not just within the styling itself, they are heavily influential in the Royal Carrican foundries themselves, and their own products and their own construction for their own companies. But also stretching to things like fashion, different bits of televised programs. Their own planet itself is a work of art. Quality over quantity, and a very fanciful, uptight quality. House of Stone, Kairadin, Hagiographic. A previous massive mining operation that had taken most of the planet itself, previously occupied by people even before Caracas made it here. It is the military powerhouse of everyone else within the Carrican space. It prides itself majorly on its different house companies, its own free companies that supplies, the different military industrial equipment it can make. and also the one that's been dealing with the issue of the Ungratefuls. A rebel group on one of its system moons, definitely something to talk about later. House of Sand, Tilimsan hagiographic. A desert world with 2 different polar oceans and rich in resources around its own belt and equator. Though the big thing itself, after several different civil wars and its own internal conflicts with other houses to an extent, it is known for its spy network. And its assassins. But information brokers, assassins, and spies, not just within Karakin space itself internally or for its own house, but also for the federal Karakin monarchy, the rest of the hegemony. House of Water, Umara Republican. Primarily fishing and farming, generally with aqua farms and just large projects on that sense, especially with its own interior landscape being horrifically mutated. Long story. But a Republican house, so there's no noble or ignoble, and that gets... titles get really strange under that. Because they're still technically a house, and even they're still technically minor houses, they're just now like different levels of government and official positions. House of Moments, Begum Federalist. Its big thing, genetics and clones. They were one of the ones that supplied massive amounts of flash cloning initially within federal Karakin space itself and over in SecCom. Though they also have a different group that's not technically under the house.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the leader of Harrison Armory has been cloned over and over and over again. So this dude probably got those deets from these people.
Kind of. They have the Xenoglossary.
What?
They're weird. Little bits of potential precognition to an extent. Alive mummies in their basement that can see parts of the future. Fun but strange, and kind of related to the house, but not. If anything, it's tension between the house and them. House of Dust, set up on Bow, Republican, and technically the dying Bow. So when it was taken, it had heavy control over by the federal Karakin monarchy to an extent. Less own individual houses, it was mostly just there as a weapons testing planet, or platform. Different foundries and stations up in orbit itself testing different interstellar equipment. One of those stations ended up falling to the planet, and holding a weaponized version of a terraforming system based off nanites that's currently eating through the planet. Bad time for Bow, and bad time for Dust. And potentially an additional house, the House of Promise. It's not officially one yet, because that's where some of the modern politics come in, because technically the House of Promise isn't located in the current concern. It would become a major house and then become a part of the concern and its whole system, and it's currently set up over in the Dawnline Shore. So if they made it a house, it would officiate some of their claims over that system, especially with them over the horizon. But also, if it is Republican and comes in that sense, it would sway a lot of the internal politics of Caracas a different direction. But outside of the House of Promise, that's the houses. There's a lot. But in particular, that's the major houses, because you then go down to the regular houses, or the minor houses, which just go to the general nobility, and you could either be people that own entire frickin' moons, stations, different massive plots of land. All of you come together, however, under a major house, because that is just more of a political grouping of things, different bits of investments and holdings, not particularly tied to one family to an extent, but assigned to one family to represent it. Or at least an individual from one family. The houses themselves and the different planets have different ways of picking, not just the Republican differences, but even internal traditions-wise. But within those houses, you then have the minor houses, and then past that, you have the just general nobility that don't own any land. Still technically noble, still have more rights than the ignoble, which is the other thing. Nobles are the only ones technically allowed to own any land, and own a number of different things, access to travel, some of them don't even have access to leave or go past certain deployments. As in stuck to their own territory, basically serfs, if they're ignoble. Some can leave, some are in Republican houses and are basically equal to an extent, outside of the corruption of, price, inheritance to an extent, that's still an issue. But you have the ignoble, which are just generally serfs to an extent, the nobility, the landed nobility, the minor houses, the major house, Throne Karaka itself. And the Prime Baron a part of that. Though with talking law of the houses, some of the modern politics, and most of other things Caracas-wise and Karakin trade baronies just push to their own videos, because, oh man, this video is already long. We have, like some of the other factions to an extent, their mechs, which have a minor preface compared to some of the others.
Oh,
so when it
it's
comes
the Emperor! I know one of you lackeys was saying that the Emperor was interesting to you. I need to look into it more.
Comes to the Royal Cavalry College, the Cavaliers, and the different bits of the Royal Karakin foundries, we actually don't see that much of it. The stuff that's allowed within the book is because you as a general lancer within the galaxy have access to it. Most of Karakin's actual work and products are left to itself internally. They're not something sold out or mass printed or left on the Omninet. They're not given away. Of the different frames themselves, we have one that was in cooperation with SSC, popular, as in it's just an SSC product or just popular within Karakin space to an extent. And then it uses a bunch of different Minotaur tech, and we'll talk some of its relation to that otherwise, but in general, all these things are stuff that you can still access outside of Karakin space. All the other potential mechs and naval vessels Those are
We
just
have no
tied
idea,
to Karrakin.
yeah.
They're not publicly accessed by Lancers or Cavaliers just from anywhere. So our view into what Caracas actually has is very limited. In saying that though, let's begin with Orcus, an alternative frame for the Black Witch, which doesn't mean that this is what's used as the defense thing within Karrakin space Black Witch wise. No, all that talk of familiars, the weird bits of witchcraft to an extent, and the popularity of Black Witch is still Black Witch. All that magnetic stuff, throwing things around with the different staff, that weird pseudo-mystical spell-like things with the invisible barriers everywhere, that's still very much the wheelhouse of the Black Witch model. And chassis specifically, not just the license. However, the Black Witch and its equipment was so popular, it was adapted to be able to be integrated with a local Karrakin model. That local Karrakin model being the Orcus. That is Karrakin made and designed, then adapted for SSC. Where the Black Witch itself was stopping things from ever hitting them in the first place, deflecting with magnets to having this different projectile warding things off, this is a shield. This is a big tank just meant to take hits. Less to tank them in the sense of I'm healing nanites wise or just am physically bulky, it's in the sense that it has the shield to block it. A lot of the internal magnetic components to an extent placed within that shield itself, helping to deflect with that magnetic propulsion and also holding and suppressing itself, adding a bit of suspension on the arm. Also allowing you Captain America wise to chuck the thing. Also, within its description itself, it describes the scenario of Orcus models being set up in a large, famous shield wall under House Karaka, of a mile-long integrated shield wall.
Oh.
Mile-long!
Oh,
But no, if you want to play the physical bodyguard, the knight with the shield protect.
Imagine if that whole mile-long front row soldiers just all threw their shield at the same time. That shit would, like, fuck with the rotation of the planet they're on, dude.
Those from behind them instead of the deflecting with a staff or a bit mage-like and spindly. This is going to beat you up still. Also, Captain America chuck a shield as a mech. Of course. Just it's awesome.
They had to, right?
It is just the frame though. But moving on to an actual license, we have the White Witch. An obvious play, and going off of the Black Witch naming scheme, it is a play off of how the magnetic system is working. Where previously it was used again to deflect those larger projectiles or chuck people around, this goes entirely into the ferrofluid route. All the different little bits of metal to an extent. All that stuff that's that bit of that dark material, individual metal molecules that have been forcefully dragged away and attached to it. While it's initially fragile itself stats-wise, it is bulked up armor-wise. This thing's gonna have the highest armor in the whole game. It just is. And not just for itself, you can apply this and take damage for other people as well by throwing, again, ferrofluid-like onto different targets or making random shield walls out of nowhere, or again, spiking this into someone and then having it dig and just take the metal from them and bury it further. Where the Black Witch was initially defensive, and while the White Witch initially seems defensive, it is so it can get in your face, not to protect someone. Though it can still do that to some minor extent. But also just lore tabs wise, it's got some of my favorite descriptions of a project being tested with the magnetic system. The first run, killing so many people around it. Because its initial testing with the different magnetic system and its metals is it can damage things like mechs themselves. Not limited to mechs. Not limited to metal structures. The initial testing killed everyone around it. Biological. This thing takes metal molecules. It will take your blood.
Shit, dude.
It tore people apart to form its initial armor. And again, the whole one hit point talk with the nanites to an extent of just being able to violently just tear people away. Gone. Next up on that list of horrific SSC experiments, the Emperor. So while the previous White Witch was man-made horrors beyond my comprehension, this one is man-made horrors taken from something else's comprehension. Because we do know from the previous chassis that SSC isn't scared from using stolen biological parts from something. The Emperor itself also has stolen biological parts from an egregorian mind. Overmind specifically, a tortured one. All of it attempted to be justified within the talks of, breaking down a door within its own lore chat. A scientist attempting to try and justify all the advancements made with the Emperor to an extent in that experimentation. But while the White Witch itself was all about armor, the Emperor itself is all about overshield, which is a previously rare mechanic to have then just one license heavy focus on it. And then also its integrated weapon, which is that massive bow. But if you like guaranteed damage, overshield, and electric bursts against enemies, Emperor's not bad. And also having a tortured alien mind essentially stuck within your mech. Now the Calendula, a bit mysterious to an extent. Heading off of its lore tab briefly to start off with, a lot of its dating within its code points to it potentially being around and already existing within Karrakin space before Union's discovery of the Minotaur. the initial code for how it functions
so that
and
might
works
be the original.
being there before the discovery of that chassis. The fact that Horus might have gotten the code not from themselves or their own internal development, but from somewhere in Karrakin space. But talking about the Calendula, it's an alternative frame for the Minotaur, so all of its previous components and license. But then on top of that, well, the Minotaur was all about manipulating that internal space to an extent, that external space, making you walk much farther over a short distance, bending space and time a little, and internally having a virtually infinite amount of space to an extent, bigger on the inside and all that. The Calendula decides to say, what if you went to the in-between? Throwing things into a space, or theoretically the Onic firmament, just a space in between, or the warp, essentially the warp, where matter is the equivalent of energy or this weird in-between stuff that can be slowly bent and manipulated. It's really funky, it's really screwy. Where the Minotaur was mostly internal manipulation, the Calendula is mostly external manipulation to that extent. Really weird and funky. So both the covering of those mechs, the houses, its rough current time, its history, we have the Karrakin trade baronies, and so much more of them to cover.
Shit,
this is already a long video to an extent, but this was going to be longer.
Whoa.
And a lot messier. This is already stuff that was heavily condensed. There's videos of just entirely one house coming down the line.
Jesus Christ,
and also its
yeah,
own
like I
religion
said,
that
he
we
has
didn't
the
even
House
touch
of
on to an
Glass
extent,
video
and its
out.
religions. And the Xenoglossary. There's so much more to cover on that, its own internal houses, some of its other politics, dividing federally and internally minor house-wise, the Ungratefuls, its periphery stemming out, but in all of
I've
this,
heard of the Ungratefuls several
it's important
times
to note
now,
that
and I need to know
Caracas
what's
and
going on
Karrakin
with
space
them.
isn't just its own small little corner of the galaxy. It is its own concern, but with its periphery, with its influence, with its militarization, it is another rival power to Union. Not just with Harrison Armory and its own SecCom roots beginning to threaten that to an extent, or the diaspora slowly going out of control, Onyx space providing tensions internally militarily. But to them and other parts of the galaxy, Caracas is the seat of humanity. Earth fell.
Yeah. Damn. They became the capital city. That's kind of crazy. I really thought they were just like some side like trade barons and stuff like that. I did not realize that these motherfuckers were the powerhouse. That's nutty. That's insanely nutty. Okay. Blam. 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 Get some background tunes kicking for a moment here. Let's get some Sunset Overdrive going. Christ. Okay. I know my RAM doesn't live up to your fucking specifications, game. Oh. There we go. Sunset Overdrive.
One, two, three, four.
Okay. Oh. It got silent mode when I clicked away. Okay. What I was about to say though is, give me just a minute here, Lackeys. I know it's a little earlier than usual, but I need to go to the bathroom. Give me just a minute here. I will be right back. Shouldn't take me very long. Let me turn these on real quick. Blam. Blam. Okay, I'll be right back.
One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. Blame it. Get this bad boy plugged in. Just with the controller.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. Oh, now the controller's connected. Okay. Oh, right. I should flatten out so that I'm not lagging anymore here. Bow. Bow. Perfect. Okay. Back down to business, baby. Give me a little bit of space. Why is everything so slow?
So, what's the deal with the hot dog factory? I mean, if you're trying to survive the apocalypse, hot dogs are the last thing you should eat.
Troop Master Bryllcream is a master at boosting morale. Maybe he thought a hot dog cookout would lift the spirits of the troop.
But how do you
Ew,
get
that's
trapped
funny.
in there?
Because I prefer to lift my spirits with actual spirits.
Not me.
Alcohol is a depressant and has many health risks.
You're right. Better to eat processed pig lips and assholes. I'm sure that's healthy.
God, I love the fucking demeanor of our character in this game. It is right up my goddamn alley. Oh.
Okay, I'm at the hot dog factory.
Look around
Oh,
for signs of
Jesus.
Troop Master Bryllcream.
Uh-oh. Scabs. Ooh, looks like they decided to upgrade their arsenal.
Where did they get those new weapons? They're not smart enough to design them on their own. You might have to deal with some scabs while you look for evidence.
You think? Scabs and evidence go together like, hot dogs and factories.
See a new weapon for myself as well. Gotcha.
Ah, found a
A
Japanese sword. Not something a troop leader would have.
Oh, I thought I was getting
Yeah,
it.
seems weird, doesn't it? But it could be Bryllcream's. He never went anywhere without it.
I feel like that could have been useful intel to have at the top of this caper.
But we need more evidence.
Ow, that's fine.
Gotcha!
Ooh, we got splattered. Always got secrets at the top of the building. Ooh, there's a balloon. I'll take that.
I'd rather die on my feet
Do
than
dust
live
on
on
the
my
ladder. Right there. I need that bounce pad. There we go, I got the neon sign.
Sorry, pal. You deserve that.
Stonemaster's hat. What's this other dude? Oh, there he is.
Gotta find some ammo. A troop leader's hat. Seems like something a troop leader would wear.
That could be Bryllcream's. He was always wearing his hat. I think we just need one more piece of evidence.
You guys sure do things by the book, don't you?
Troop Master Bryllcream teaches us that discipline is the most important virtue.
Discipline. I'm unfamiliar with that word.
Oh my god, that's a lot. Oh, I'm getting... Where's the last one? Oh, there he is. I was fucking quietly waiting.
Found a bugle. Now that would only be something a troop leader would have, right?
Bryllcream carried a bugle, sometimes. But I'm not sure why he would have brought that with him.
Ha! Yeah, you're right. This could be anyone's bugle.
Okay, I'm
Actually, it was
convinced.
probably my
Either
bagel.
Bryllcream is here,
My bagel.
or he was
It
here.
was probably
You
my
should check
bagel.
inside the factory.
How do I get in? That would be great. It's always after
Bryllcream
this
is a
game.
trained survivalist. He may have locked himself inside. See if you can find a way to bust down a door, or even a wall.
Take a little heal.
Is there any construction equipment around? Anything that might help you get inside?
Lady. I appreciate you pointing me in the right direction. Wrecking ball, motherfuckers!
Use the crane to bust down the wall.
Bitch, I'll smack you. I'm already here.
No keys. Wait, cranes have keys?
Of course they do.
What would Batman do?
Just
Probably
hack
read
it.
this note out loud. Meet me in the park for a picnic. I love you. Okay, well that's
Ooh.
helpful. Okay, guess I'm going down to the park to look for some keys. And maybe even have a date. Hey, Fork him.
Get fucked,
Sam's not being
camera.
too annoying, is he?
Not anymore. He kept trying to hold my hand, so I put my judo badge into action and snared him in a rear naked
Oh, yeah.
choke.
Nice. But go easy on him. I get the sense he doesn't have much experience with the ladies.
Well, he's been a
Bam.
perfect gentleman since. He showed me around, I met his friends. He even taught me how to do a little C++ coding.
Wow. Be sure to invite me to the wedding. I love free food.
Up.
Wait,
Oh, god
what?
damn it, I missed. Oh, I forgot I could skim over the water. Oh, I didn't do the. I guess I got an RBX to do the air dash. Right there, I see it. Meow.
Okay, I found the picnic site. So it looks like the crane guy either turned OD or was mauled. Damn it, I need those keys to the crane.
Could kill some
We're
OD
lucky
nearby.
he turned OD. Go kill some and see if any of them have the key.
Hey.
Ah, just what I need. Bisco
I got that to work finally. Pretty great. Let's get some natural burn. friendly neighborhood OD when you need them. Oh, there they are. I'm just gonna ignore the Fizco bots because there's so many more bullets. They're more of a nuisance than anything. A slam bounce is useful when I pull it off. Some kills. Oh shit, they seem like they're a little weak to melee, so keep that in mind. There he is. Oh, that's gotta be him. Of course he turned into a herker. Look at Dirty Harry. Oh, that is the keys. Hell yeah. Oh. Hold on, let me see something here. So it looks like we are losing some frames. Yeah, we're losing a lot of frames. Hold on. Let me try something. Let's see if this helps. I don't know if it will, but just to see. Whenever my damn thing decides to work.
Hey, listen!
Let me try this real quick. Bam. And then I'm also gonna try this. The stream's probably gonna disconnect for a moment, but I'm gonna close down Streamlabs and relaunch it, and then reconnect up the stream. So let's see if that helps, because that has helped in the past when we're having issues like this. Okay. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better. Should be anyways. If not, then the only other thing I can do is to restart my router, which will take significantly longer, sadly. But I think we're Gucci? For now, at least. Let's see.
Doesn't look like any car key I've ever seen. But if this doesn't start the crane and I have to keep running around killing OD and looking for keys, I'll probably rage quit. Hey, poor Kim, you there?
Yes? Did you find the key?
Yeah, but I have something more important.
Okay.
So, what do you think of Sam? Really?
I don't know why, but he kind of reminds me of this class turtle we had in 4th grade. We set him free in the ocean one day. Then we found out later that he was a freshwater turtle.
Don't tell Sam that story.
We'll go that way in just a sec. I see a neon sign I want to get. Shit. Oh, come on. Perfect. Oh, and now it's getting bad again. Really? Okay. Well... Interesting. Can I do some... Hold on, can I do some setting changes? Oh, advanced? I guess we could pull off the fog, see if that helps. World looks a little more bland without the fog, because if I put it back on... But honestly, if turning the fog off helps, then I'd rather do that. Oh god. Giving it a look, it looks like it's doing better. Hopefully that'll continue. Yeah, volumetric fog is notorious for being rough on systems, so I figured if anything it might have been that. Oh damn. I didn't climb it. Bam.
Oh, hot sugar honey iced tea! I should take advantage of this. When am I gonna get to destroy stuff in a crane again?
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Let's see, what can I destroy?
Ooh,
Damn
oh, that's
it.
gonna
Those
attract
pallets
OD.
were actually overcharged deliveries.
Yeah, that's gonna
Now
attract
this place is
OD.
about to be stupid with OD.
That's fine.
Good thing I have guns like crushing power.
Bam.
I'm gonna crush those OD before they turn into poppers.
Push them before they turn into poppers. Oh shit, okay. Bam. Oh, I missed him. Good blast.
Yeah!
Oh, fun. Your face. Then you. Then you. Then you. Then you. Then here. Then here. Oh god. That dude got a little too close. Okay. Oh shit, it hurt. Okay. one dude who can actually fuck me up. Not anymore though. Jesus.
I think I violated about 1,000 OSHA rules. So have fun.
Oh, I hit him with it. I see a sweet hole. Uh-oh. Ouch. Right into the camera, nice. Oh, I'm fucking up. I gotta get rid of him. Ooh, still got him. Uh-oh. Okay, that could have been bad.
Now let's smash over that wall and see if Bryllcream's inside.
I'm gonna smash the car again for fun. Hell yeah. I will take all of those. Hello? Hello? Smartphone. Right, we're right. Let's go in here, right? To secretary desk from Dr. Kane. Your internet copy-pasting skills are stellar. Clearly college was a great investment. Correct, but make sure to include that I invented muffin top cereal. I'm proud of that. Let's get specific. 20 billion cans of UNT are consumed a day. Coffee is basically dead. Yes, my first name is Rupert. I figured that since aside from a team of au pairs, I was the only one making sure you didn't starve when you were younger. You wouldn't have to triple check that. Thanksies, Dad. This dude's kind of an ass. I did, like, pick the wrong fucking fight. I'm an audio gamer. I heard those footsteps a mile away. What is this down here? Shit. Okay. Pick up the journal.
Found a note from Bryllcream. It's dated 2 weeks ago.
What does it say?
It says, hot dog spoiled, heading to Hepcats to meet Norton. Scabs on my trail. We'll try to lose them.
Let's meet at Hepcats and look for more clues. I knew Norton was involved somehow.
Okay. Alright.
Troop Master Norton?
Hey, Norton. How's that search for Bryllcream going?
Not good. I believe it's time to call it off.
Not yet. I'm following up on a lead.
Oh?
I found a note from Bryllcream. He said he was going to meet you at Hepcat's diner. Whatever happened with that?
Well, as I recall, he never showed up. Where did you find that note?
You're lying, Norton. What are you hiding?
How dare you? A troop master never lies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have important troop matters to attend to.
My heartbeat, like, not my heartbeat, but like, my controller is vibrating.
Meet me at Hepcat's diner. I think Forkim could be in trouble.
On my way!
It stopped. My controller was like vibrating in a weird way when I was over here. I thought maybe that it was like leading me towards some collectible or something, but that was weird. How do I leave? I'm stupid. The same way I got in. It's across the water, it would seem. Okay. We want to go this way, so. bitch, loser. Up onto some proper transportation. Shit. There we go. It's X that I need to press to do that. God, I keep getting thrown off by this air dash when I'm trying to grind. Murdering. Oh, they come back to me. Ouch. Oh my god, hold on, my eye. Oh, my eye. I've got something in my eye and it's fucking me up. Oh my god. Oh, it's an eyelash, that's what it is, of course. You son of a bitch. It just got to the point where it started poking me in the eye. Okay. Removing safety limitations. Cruising assault mode engaged. This dude's a little crazy. Wheels of fire. Big blue shot. Just want my kills. I want my rightfully claimed Cody. And then now we can head back for our objective. Yank. There's another fizzy blend. Need him right now. We can hang out. This is where we found that fucking dog. You can even call that weapon of mass destruction a goddamn dog. Oh, went bad again. This is fucky. Okay. Doesn't look like it's too crazy far behind, but it's still behind. Give it a little more of an opportunity here to see if it's just it needs a break every so often sort of thing.
Up here! Hurry!
Hello.
Poor Kim just left. She said those smoke signals at the train station could be Bryllcreams. But I saw a bunch of scabs going after her. You gotta get up there.
Wait here.
Just like getting shot with shit mid cutscene. There we go. I just ended the stream and win live again to see if that helps us out. Let's see if maybe that's what gives us the chunk that it works for. Fuck. It's a terrifying ass fucking little display here, dude. What even happened? Just... No? Jesus Christ. I'm out of here.
I'm trying to contact Forkim, but her phone is dead. Oh, I hope she's okay.
She probably turned her phone off. Either that or she's sick of your constant texting. Did she at least go armed?
She's always prepared. She had a baseball bat and a book on how to tie knots.
Clever girl. I'm at the bottom of the station. It looks like a whole scab legion is occupying this place.
Can I bounce on the edge? Stay mobile, time burning with the go. Ouch, 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 you fucker. Oh, I'm getting lit up. Those are rockets.
I'm assuming that's you downstairs.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, note to self. I can't just like freely skip past these dudes. I do still want to use the murderings for the level.
If only my parents could see me now. Smash your face! They get a boomerang!
Damn straight, I got a boomerang. Oh, those are mines. I keep forgetting that.
I can do like that.
Some pin flying. Some bin flying. I saw that shit, buddy. You ain't getting away from that. Or you ain't getting away with it, I guess. Oh god damn it. Ooh, free overcharge. Okay, good. Brother, I just need to hit X. That's all I need to do is just hit X. I keep hitting RB, which gets me into dash, not into grind. There we go.
Get her on the train and don't hurt her. He'll want her alive.
Bryllcream's not here! It's a...
Hmm.
trap! Thrusters! They fitted a train! Thrusters!
Any news?
Lots of news! Bryllcream's not here, Forkim is trapped on a runaway train with a gang of scabs, and I'm grinding down the track after a nothing over bombs being hurled my way!
Okay. Carry on.
Carry on, brother.
They're destroying the track! I better get off this thing! Can't let that train get out of my sights!
Oh, it ain't. You ain't getting nowhere out of my sight.
Ha! I'm back on its edge! Those thrusters don't look too safe. A few bullets in its belly could create a nice fireworks show.
More. Bam, bam. Oh, they're out of range. Grind, lady, grind.
I need to get a bead on those thrusters. That'll slow the
There
train
we go.
down.
Okay, that did a lot more than slow it
See you
down.
later,
Jesus.
suckers. 1 down, 2 to go.
Whoa! A train car just landed outside our base!
Correct.
Oh,
I bet
God
you
damn
had
it.
something to do with it?
Correct.
I assume 4Kim is in another car?
Correct.
Actually, I don't know. You might want to go check the wreckage.
Oh, God.
More thrusters? Oh, these thrusters. I didn't even click on them. Oh, never mind. God damn it, I fell again. Oh, they're targeting my ass.
Time to look for another route.
There's my other route right there, flashing bright ass green for me. There we go. Oh, damn train car.
I need to stop this thing before the roadblock. Come on, blow up.
There we go, I got them both. Holy shit. Poor Kim's kicking ass in there.
Oh, no more.
Hell yeah. Interrogation
Bryllcream is in a
ass
garbage
kicking.
truck, but they didn't know where.
The whole garbage system is automated. The trucks are equipped with GPS transmitters. If you come back to our base, I might be able to figure out a way to track it down.
What the fuck?
Okay, cool.
You just
I'm on
watching
my
the
way.
whole time?
Wait, how do we communicate with Sam when neither of us is holding a phone?
That's what I was saying.
You know, technology.
Technology.
Do you have a drone?
Let's not complicate things by poking holes in the way we deliver the story, okay?
Oh, okay then. I'm gonna go back to the base and be magically gone by the time you have control.
Fine by me. That's not weird at all.
Wow, she is magically gone. Look at that.
Hey, man, I found a new place to set up shop. More square footage, better feng shui. Come on over whenever you get a chance.
Okay.
You gotta get some more ingredients before we can cook.
Okay. I think toilet paper was also on the power lines, right?
I learned a few other things while I was interrogating those scabs. They said they were working with Norton. He was supplying them with plans for upgraded weapons in return for protection.
Asshole! I bet he sent them to the train station as soon as he hung up with me.
I would go kick his butt right now, but he has the rest of the troop on his side. The only way we're going to win them over is to find Bryllcream and return him to the troop.
We're working on that right now. I need to do some research into the garbage truck system. Their signals are analog. Ugh, tough to track down.
Call me when you figured it out.
Free money, don't know what to do. I do not know where toilet paper would be. Like, I genuinely don't think I've found any of it, basically.
Apocalypse ain't easy, yo.
Apocalypse ain't easy, yo. Okay, fucking Jesse Pinkman. Trying to keep my eyes around. The one time they showed the example, it was on these wires, kind of like the shoes are. Oh wait, there it is. There we go. So that's on the light post. The little swing points, these bad boys. There's a bunch over here.
Why the hell do we call those things herkers? That's not even a word.
What is this? Weapon challenge Tien Teddy. Is this for what's his face? Kill as many OD as possible like an oh, a shirt. Okay.
Is it wrong to fall in love with a weapon that shoots exploding teddy bears?
Ooh, baby. Oh, big dog. Ooh, that was a good one. Hell yeah. Hey, we got gold. Granted, it was kind of shooting
Man,
fish
I
in
found
a
a new
barrel,
place to
you
set
know,
up shop.
but...
More square footage, better feng shui. Come on over whenever you get a chance. You gotta get some more ingredients before we can cook.
No worries, Walter.
I learned a few other things while I was interrogating those scabs.
As in Walter White,
They said
not
they
as
were working
in...
with Norton. He was
Walter,
supplying
the other
them
character that
plans for
already
upgraded
exists
weapons
in this
return
game.
for protection.
Keeps throwing me for a loop
Asshole!
whenever I remember
And
that.
sent him to the train station as soon as he hung up with me.
I would go kick his butt right now, but he has the rest of the troop on his side. The only way we're going to win them over is to find Bryllcream and return him to the troop.
Working on that right now. I need to do some research into the garbage truck system. Their signals are analog. Ugh, tough to track down.
Call me when you figured it out.
You bet.
Yeah! Looks like you got everything we
go.
need for tonight.
Get this bad boy rolling.
I feel like an idiot talking to myself.
There it is. Bam. Bam. Oh, come on. This way. Ooh, hello. What is our lore uncovered today? Office message system. Shelly Kane, he's giving me crap about dropping out again. Well, he did donate 73 million to get you in. Whatever, he better be thankful I don't tell the magazine how Fizco really got so big. Does it involve insider trading? Maybe. Honestly, I can't remember right now. how she's like threatening to turn her father in for like how Fizco did things, but they can't even remember how Fizco did things.
True, Bushido? Not surprised those kids survived. They were always prepared for anything.
This is a nicer place.
A letter? For me? Huh.
Want to uncover the truth behind Overcharge? The real truth? Wait for my call at the dog park.
What? Need a Fizco mole and track down classified documents. I get a fedora, I have to.
Ooh,
it's a requirement, I have to.
Better
it's the
head
one
to the
part
dog park.
of my style that I don't have. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna get up here where I don't have to deal with those fuckers. Yeah, I'm used to all them down. There we go.
Is that a phone booth? Or a public toilet? Or both?
Hello?
Hello?
Were you followed?
I
Probably
don't
by
think
a
so.
bunch of OD.
Listen close. We're gonna blow the lid off this whole conspiracy. Fizco was supposed to burn all the top secret memos, but one of their admins dropped some into recycling bins instead. Those
Is that
bins
the
are now
phone
inside
things?
recycling trucks
Oh,
parked
no.
around the city.
Okay.
Get the memos and bring them to the dead drop location.
This is some serious spy movie action. This would be
Right.
way better with some spy
Right.
movie music. Now that
Oh,
is
hell
more
yeah.
like it.
Hey, I can actually kill the rats. That's kind of crazy. What about melee? I made like the world's tiniest little squeak. Oh shit!
OD coming through!
I'm by definition the least sneaky spy out of all of them. That sneaky parkour move. Now I'm stealthing. That's a pretty sick mural. I don't know, I want a screenshot of it. Okay, that could have been really bad. I could have fallen all the way down again.
Feathers up my butt does not make me a turkey.
Kumi?
Get ready to die! Look who wants a beating. I'm bleeding bad! I'm gonna smash your face in!
I don't know if you are gonna do that, lady. I'm sorry.
Unauthorized access. Alarm engaged.
Oh, fuck.
Recycling truck in lockdown mode.
Jesus!
Fuck. Ow, these fuckers hurt.
Warrior needs food! Badly!
Success.
Get off of me.
Recycling truck now open.
Ooh, I was about to
Those
pull out
guys
the
didn't
flamethrower.
protect me. I belong to you now.
Okay. Ultimate spy mission.
Keep it going!
This way. Here. Looking at pretty fairly nice. Here. I know we're about to get more Fizco bots.
Unauthorized access. Again, you don't learn very well, do you?
Oh, fuck. Where does the shield keep coming from? Wow, the murder ring is really well on those dudes. I forgot there's more. Okay. Murder ring. Oh yeah, it does really good against these dudes.
Recycling truck now open.
Clay Fighter reference. At least I think that was Clay Fighter. Oh. Final one is this way. Keep pressing the wrong button to grind. Right over here, you say? Right up there, you say? Okay.
No recycling waste for you.
Murder ring. Bit of high fidelity out here, a bit of melee.
truck now open.
Okay, now I gotta take these to the dead drop.
Ow,
I
ow.
just love saying that.
You got the fuck off, okay? We're back to the phone, right? Oh no, to a dead drop location. I'm glad that was also told to me by the dude when he sent me on this mission. Oh my god, there's so many of these fox. Why there's so many of them? Holy fuck. Holy shit. Okay. Free money. Oh, it's a Fizco toll checkpoint. That's why they were here. Down here? No one saw me coming. It's a perfect crime.
Ooh, another letter.
Drop the memos off in the dumpster. I'll process them and set up another meeting. We're gonna make Fizco pay for what they did to us.
Okay. Hope Mr. Mysterious knows what he's doing.
Fedora. Unlocked. Can I change my style? Alright, I opened up some of these. Oops. Damn. Colors of this weapon have a chance of creating area of effects. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Traps. Can I upgrade these? Oh, I guess I can swap them. I'll keep these ones for now. Increase health, reduce damage, increase damage, style. I think just because of how risky our health has gotten in a few of these, maybe we'll grab health level 1. And then don't have enough for any of the Fizco ones. I guess we can just reduce the style requirement. I ain't against that. And we need to upgrade these ones. Hell yeah. Oh wait, I can fast travel there, can I? Please tell me I'll pass out on the rail that I'm standing on. No.
Hey, they have something new.
Of
Just
course you're here. What is it? Head, I guess? Fuck
That
it,
hat
why not?
really speaks to your frugality.
Totally, something like that. Absolutely.
I have a real
Troop Bushido?
Not
surprised those kids survived. They were always prepared for anything.
There we
All
go.
ammo.
Better.
It's a dude. Proximity mine turret copter? The fuck do you mean?
Fire
turret
and
copter?
forget! Let this remote-controlled copter do the shooting for you!
Bruh.
Make your enemies your friends. Poison them with a cloud of gas that makes them so angry, they attack their friends!
Okay, that's pretty good. Hit him with the woo-moo-moo. Headbanger gun. What is... It looks like the same as the dude. Let me look at this one.
Dude! Charge up this weapon and throw
It's
a
a
strike
bowling ball
every
launcher?
time! Come on, abide!
Jesus. Is that any different from this one?
Dude! Charge up this...
Nope. AK F off. Potty shoddy. Plague bomb. What is the shield buddy? That's a pretty useful weapon. I do like the turret copter. I'll take that.
My guns are like my children. I build them, I love them, and I sell them at a good price.
And what about the
Say
AK
F you to your enemies with this high rate of fire assault rifle! F you!
I do like that as well. What about the Captain Ahab? What is this?
There she blows! Harpoon your enemies, and then attract other OD addicts with a pool of Overcharge!
I think I need my
That
high
gun
rate of
was
fire
destined
weapon.
for the chosen one. But I guess you can have it. Now, everything on that map is guaranteed to be fairly accurate, more or less.
More or less. Okay.
Two-Hat Jack at your service. Two-Hat Jack is glad he could be part of your
Troop
next killing
Bushido?
spree.
Not surprised those kids survived. They were always
What do you think of
prepared
the
for
place?
anything. Don't worry, you can still go back to the brewery if you want. But this base will let us brew some new amps. I installed another vat, so make sure you check in on both vats often. We got
Oh,
ourselves a
shit.
nice corner
Okay.
spot here, but that means we'll need to protect the base from two angles. Like I said, we got two vats now, which means better amps, but more vigilance, you know? The vats all pull from the same source, so we'll lose Overcharge if either one gets attacked. Remember to use your traps, and you should do just fine, for the most part.
For the most part. Okay. I don't want these ones.
Turn it up, man! This trap blasts all enemies with a wave of sound that sends them flying!
Yeah, that'll be a good one for my barricades.
An explosive death balloon machine. Wait until they're all full, then shoot them for maximum damage.
I see. Okay. Yeah, we can use these.
You using all those amps we cooked? Ha ha! Pretty awesome, huh?
So where are our external barricades? They're here. Doesn't look like we can put them out there. Hey, okay. This one will be good. Shit. God damn it. How the fuck? Is it RB again? Okay. On this side, we should probably do the same. It'll let me. Do want some kaboom traps, but we want these somewhere where they have time to fill up and activate, so we'll put them right over here as a... God damn it, I did it again with that fucking thing. And right over here. Wow, they fill up a lot of balloons. Then the fling board. Kind of want the fling board to go that way to throw them back. Actually, there's a really good spot for a fling board on this one. 'Cause should launch them back out that way, and they'd have to take a while to get back in. Do one more of these here. And we've got enough for one hack and flay trap. I think I'm gonna put that one here.
Alright, way to use up all that energy. If you want some energy back, you can just pick up any trap you already placed.
So I'll mostly need to be on this side, I think. But I can ride these rails pretty effectively to get a view of both of them. Alright. Can I get ammo again?
Oh, my favorite
Thank God.
customer. Enjoy the post-apocalyptic murderscape.
Here goes. Rock and roll, baby.
That was some intro. Expectations are set. You better not fuck this up.
Trying not to. We got Oh god, oh god. Let's get the new AKF off now. Oh, there he is. Through the wave.
Can you make an amp to make amps faster, or is that like asking a genie for more wishes?
Some slicing down. The main one over here. Oh fuck! Wasn't ready for that.
They're stealing Overcharge! Stop them!
Oh god. There we go. We got him off that one.
The band is under attack! Hey,
big
don't
explosion.
freak out now, but they're stealing the shit.
Get him off my back. It's working surprisingly well. I didn't realize the bombs were reusable. That makes them way better. Bam. Yeah, the teddy bear is a good one.
They're stealing our Overcharge!
Get off my back.
Okay,
you
we're almost
losers.
done. Right? Oh!
Hell yeah.
I knew you had it in you all along.
We got some of them. They didn't get all of them.
Ha ha! Yeah, man! You rock this new base! Look at you!
Yeah, we make a pretty good team, don't we?
Winter is coming, Chancel Lightning, and Twister Spin.
Go give those amps a spin!
Hero. Oh, that's what was knocking people back, right? Okay. Lightning from the sky may strike nearby foes? Sure, I'll take it. Each melee attack spawns a tornado that knocks back and damages. the other one like a weapon amp? It is. Chance of creating an area that freezes. Okay. Those are still locked. That's all we can really do for now, then. We have a nice package waiting for us. Is it this yellow thing on our left over here?
We figured out how to track down that garbage truck and find Bryllcream. Go pick up the analog hacker I sent your way.
Oh, it is up there.
Kim and I worked through the night on this. It's pretty brilliant if you ask me.
Oh, right. So anyway, we need you to get to a satellite dish nearby. We'll explain on the way.
Okay.
The satellite dishes are the best tool to help us find Bryllcream.
Right. You see, by using the dishes, we can triangulate his last known position.
You know, our troop has a monthly T hunt, which stands for Transmitter Hunt, where someone sets up a transmitter in the forest. Then we all walk around with parabolic receivers.
And you plot the position of the transmitter by triangulating two vectors to the source.
Yeah, it's really fun. We only get a compass and a paper map.
Guys, stop before one of you has a nerdgasm. I'll use the dishes to find the missing dude, but you can't expect me to listen to your public radio show about it.
God, it's so good at dealing with these dudes. Ow. Base of the tower. Up we go.
How the hell am I gonna get over there?
Dying light style. God damn it.
Nice!
Like I've been wall running this whole time, game. Chain wall runs from swings and grinds. See, that's how I do it. Neon sign acquired.
Okay, hack that satellite dish. We need to find Bryllcream's signal.
I saw a balloon. Where the hell was that? Come here, you. Of course, hacking, that thing I know how to do.
In. Let's test it out. Aim the dish at the museum.
But True Master, I could have sworn I heard...
These are dangerous times, and dangerous times call for us to become men. Do you understand?
We should just give up on Bryllcream? Isn't our motto to not give up through rain, snow, or sleet?
You don't need him anymore. You have me.
Son of a beeswax! I will twist off his tiny little...
Okay, sounds like it's working. Aim around and listen for the truck's beeping transmission. The needle will top out with a clear audio signal.
Hey, I got weapons for sale here.
Give me your guns.
You can't hold up a guy who sells guns without a gun.
Can you loan me a gun?
Yeah, sure thing, pal. Weapons for sale. I got weapons for sale here.
Nope, not there. Hold on.
14,100,012, Mississippi. 14,100,013, Mississippi.
That's him!
Yes! I'm recording the vector of your dish. Fizco backtraced our hack. Watch out!
Uh-oh.
position with a second satellite dish. You have to destroy that jammer.
Okay. Do I need to crack back in?
So for Kim,
There we go.
do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Okay. Well,
No. Oh, Sam, you are smooth. So smooth.
Drone is still there.
Hey, Sam, if we find Bryllcream, what are the chances he'll figure out a way to escape the city?
well, as I just learned from for Kim, Bryllcream literally wrote the book on troop survival strategies. So I'd say we have a pretty good shot. Unless he's dead. In which case...
We're fucked.
Not how I put it, but yes.
Two-man Jack here. Why don't you stop on by and give yourself an upgrade or two?
Take it, robot! I'm an artist.
Murdering the client.
Almost out.
Knock you off the building real quick.
Okay, got one angle, but we need to narrow it down. Head to the other dish marked on your map.
Why don't I just follow the...
No, that's not how triangulation works.
Better listen to her. She can be...
What?
right. All the time.
There we are. Oops. Ladder. Ladder. There we go.
He's getting worse, my lord.
We need a hero. A champion.
What the fuck?
I'm sure that's not foreshadowing or anything.
Dun, dun, that guy cooking all them crazy drinks, it's him.
But that punk's been jumping around killing us for ages.
Just a hired goon. That Floyd guy, he's the hero of this game.
Well, each man creates a universe in which he is the center.
Nah, reality is an objective state. Subjectivism is hubris. Nope, not there.
Hey, look at them fish.
So?
We've been eating garbage for weeks. Why don't we eat them fish?
You crazy? I bet they're poisonous.
What?
Yeah, them's fugu. You gotta be at max level
Fucking
sushi
puffer
chef to put 'em
fish.
right.
That's a catfish with a paint job.
That's not
Oh,
him.
he's dead.
I don't know how you lasted so long, but your time's up. Soon as that numbnuts lets us into the museum, we're taking over.
Do what you want with me, but leave my troop alone. They're good kids.
I got the second vector. Uploading the coordinates to your phone.
Go! Go! Go!
Okay, chill.
I'm going. Meow. Into some grind round.
Can't
No.
stop me now.
There we go.
Shit! The punk is here! Start the crusher!
The Crusher.
Let's
oh,
talk
fuck.
this over, son. You don't have to. Ah! Ah!
It's right above me.
Ah! You're crushing my negative! doing?
Oh, we're gonna take out all of the scabs? Okay. Bam. Bam. Just deal with them.
Someone shut this thing off!
There's one left somewhere, wherever the hell the bastard is. How do I... Shit.
Ow! I'm getting flattened!
Working on it. Oh, there you go.
Hey, Bryllcream! I'm here to save you!
That is very kind of you. But I'm waiting for my troop to save me. I think
What,
it'll be a good
brother?
team-building experience.
Listen, you mental patient! Kim sent me to get you out!
Well, 4Kim has always been a great troop member. Still, I think I'll wait.
Brother. You ain't making it out of here very
Be
long.
safe now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Shit! Hold on! I'll find something to put out the
Douse
fire!
it with Overcharge.
Anything liquid! Hurry!
Okay, I got something! Damn it! I need more juice!
Over
Don't
here.
look at the fire! Just play dead and it will go away!
That's not how fire works!
Well, how would I know? I've never been burned alive before.
No. What we got incoming? I didn't even think about that.
Shit! I need another keg!
You're not using Overcharge to fight the fire, are you?
That's the only thing we got, buddy. Some turret drone friends.
They're on the truck, aren't they?
Maybe I can...
Get them off the truck! The truck is moving!
Oh god. Cowabunga! Oh hello. You didn't have a ticket. I had to boot them all.
Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead.
Ooh. There's Street of OD. That I can do. Street sweeper time. Oh my god. Wait, does he not have arms or legs?
Fine work. Worthy of a fine survivalist.
What?
Perhaps you would like to join my troop.
I'm not wearing a sash.
Well, your skills are top-notch. I would like you to escort me to my troop.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess I'll carry you.
Back to the troop headquarters, quickly!
Wait, he was trapped in a trash can for a long time with no food. Did he eat his own arms and legs? I think he did.
Those creatures are coming this way.
How long were you trapped in there?
16 days, 20 hours, 8 minutes.
What the fuck?
It's amazing that you are still alive.
I'm a survivalist. Do what it takes. How did you find me?
That's kind of my thing. People are in trouble, I grind over with some guns and kill all the trouble.
I didn't even get all his dialogue out. I got him back so quick.
True Master Bryllcream? How did you... We've been looking everywhere for you, sir.
Why did you have to look for me when you already knew where I was?
Ooh, he was the one that put him in it, wasn't he? Oh my god, wait. And he did have arms and legs.
It is
He
time
had
for
the
you to
arms and
face
legs
the
when he got
consequences
thrown
of
in
your
there.
actions.
I'll drink it!
Don't be a coward. Take your punishment like a man.
Uh-oh.
Norton! No!
No!
Run, troops!
We're getting a Ronin mutant now.
This is not good.
Ow! Oh my, what the fuck? Well, that's real bad. Morton Dragon, of course. And he's got Bryllcream, also of course.
I better take that thing down before it eats the rest of Bryllcream. If I grind on his back, I can stab him in the head.
Oh, okay. I'm getting left behind. Grind the back. Dragon Strength. Okay, okay. One down. My guess is rule of threes.
Shoot the spikes on his back! Shoot those balls of fire before they hit you!
Can't grind with those spikes on his back.
Gonna break them all off, I guess. So this audio is loud as hell, but I don't think changing anything is gonna help that much. Come on, he's still got... Oh my god, get on his back. Dragon Strike. Oh my god. I grabbed my style meter.
Watch out for his tail! He grew more spikes!
Of course he grew more spikes. I guess I'll just have to shoot him off again.
You're almost there! One more hit should do it!
It is the rule of threes. Damn, I'm falling behind. He's going fast as fuck, boy. Take them all off. need to get up to his ass. The wrong button again. Here we go. Dragon Strike. Bam. Hell yeah. Scout's Honor. I got a samurai helmet. I don't want it, sadly, but I already got my helm.
Borkim, I want to thank you for your loyalty and persistence. Your character and actions are worthy of commendation.
Thank you, sir.
As for your friend,
You can keep your commendation. I just want you to tell me how to get out of this city.
that is a difficult proposition. Fizco has blocked all exit routes. I'm afraid there is no escape.
Seriously?
Oh, fuck. Always serious.
Unless... I need a pencil. Paper! Done! Bring these plans to my friend Ignatius, head of the Shipbuilders Union. You should find him near the harbor.
This guy's gonna build a ship?
Better than that. He's gonna give you a way out of the city.
Well, damn. Okay. I get elf ears for completing
So
this.
one thing you should know about this guy, Ignatius, he's a hardcore LARPer.
Of
What the hell
course.
is a LARPer?
Of course.
Live
That's
action
why I
role
get
player?
elf ears.
You mean those dorks with foam swords who go out into the woods and yell lightning bolt at each other?
Yeah.
It's fantasy fulfillment, and it's a lot cooler than that, but, yes.
Okay, so he's a LARPer. Why do I care?
Well, I heard that he was in the park with a bunch of other LARPers on Horror Night. When they got attacked by OD, they all kind of got psychologically broken.
Uh-oh.
Don't you mean more psychologically broken?
Just be careful.
Come on, they're LARPers. They gonna shoot me with a foam arrow?
Something tells me they're gonna shoot me with something pretty significant.
I made a new base for us in the harbor. Perfect place to cook up some new amps. It's amazingly amazing.
When this is over, I'm gonna buy you a thesaurus.
Excuse me, Herc. I did not give you permission to attack me. I love the movement in this. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? They've retrofitted this whole place into a castle. Hello. The Farquhar?
Hey there, I'm looking for Ignatius. Interloper!
Yo, Jesus Christ. Okay, Bardcore.
Whoa, whoa, what's an interloper? Somebody call off Roid Rage! Ah!
Master Chandler.
Come forth, burglar, and face my justice!
Oh my god, I know that voice.
I call a truce, or time out, or whatever.
Bathroom break.
Do you wish to swear fealty to the king?
Yeah, fealty. Let's do it.
Proceed to the altar.
After lighting many candles.
On bended knee. Do you swear by the old gods and the new to serve King Ignatius?
Wait, that's
he
Ignatius?
dying?
Do you swear fealty?
Yeah, by all the gods and trees and wizards and stuff. Is my quinceañera over now?
You may rise.
I'm not a doctor, but does the king need a coroner?
Alas, our king has fallen ill. I pray you can liberate him from the spirits that afflict him.
I sense some epic missions in my future.
The dude who
My name is Wendy,
was asking
and I'm
us
the
to...
only one around here who's
There's
not living
Laura
in a 12th
Bailey
century
again.
fantasy. So listen, Ignatius is sick, for real. He needs 21st century food and medicine.
Got it. Real food and medicine and maybe a shrink dressed as a cleric or something.
Seriously, he needs your help. I'm worried for him.
The other dude, I think, was the Teen Titans Robin voice actor. It's such a, like, recognizable voice. Specifically Teen Titans Go, which I think is the same dude as the main one.
I have new styles ready to redefine you.
This is Laura Bailey. And this is Laura Bailey. This lady is in the same room twice. What if I, like, sit on the throne? Oh, they did not like that.
Popinjay!
I will beat the fuck out of you if you say that to me again. Okay. What's my first epic hiccups? Fuck. What's my first epic mission?
A fortnight past, our stores were raided by a band of ruffians. Our king is weak and needs sustenance.
Sorry,
That's
I don't
definitely
speak
the
Dungeon
Teen
Master.
Titans Robin
Some
voice.
scabs stole all our food.
Silence, anachronizer!
Whatever.
We shall journey into the forest together. There, we will gather our victuals.
Sure thing, bub. Lead the way.
A grind cooker trap? Oh my
This
god.
way!
Here we come, vittles! What are vittles?
Ah, a quest. I shall serenade you along the way.
Sweet.
No songs till we reach the forest. Now we ride! King Ignatius has not eaten since our stores of ragweed expired.
You guys have been eating weed? Ha! That explains a lot. Listen, edibles can mess you up. You gotta be careful.
I have faith he will revive after supping on a traditional meal.
Here come yon
Those from beyond the realm.
With me, countrymen, I know a secret route. More dangerous, but much quicker.
Okay, where are we going here?
Hey, trolls ahead!
Holy shit, look at the size of that. I mean, pray pardon, but holy shit.
Blast! Only I had my cloak
Some
with
of our
this
high
village.
speed dabbers on these
These guys
bitches.
aren't that bad. Come on, it'll be fun.
Dirty hair.
For the king!
An excellent conceit for His Majesty Ignatius! Huzzah!
There we
The
go.
gods have smiled upon us this day.
Hardcore!
Hardcore.
Alas, King Ignatius sweats and festers.
Looks like trouble ahead. A horde of goblins are attacking those brigands. What should we do?
Nice! I mean, yay, verily! Let us strike while the iron is nigh! Fuck it, let's just do this. That was a hell of a fight! You guys are...
I got an amp slot for my goddamn drone gun. Yeah, you'll do the ice. You'll be my weapon of dastardly
We must continue to the forest to Fargothia. Our king sickens by the minute.
He said Fargothia. I thought he said fuck off, yeah. And I was like, is that really what they named this fucking place?
The hour of hunting is nigh. The forest lies close. Hard, climb atop the castle battlements and prepare thine vocals. We shall patrol the forest before our hunt.
Got some bad boys.
For war.
Well, that dude's dead.
Behold, the legendary Fargoth Forest.
What's with all the dead bodies?
Our fallen brethren, slain whilst harvesting tree bark for our king.
You're gonna feed your king tree bark? Oh, now I get it. You hate your king, and now you're trying to slowly poison him with bark soup.
How dare you! Tree bark is a staple of many a medieval diet.
You do know that all those medieval people died horrible deaths, right? I keep forgetting I'm dealing with crazy people.
Activate Bard Cam.
A battle is coming, let me sing the song of Huns. I can smell the breath of our enemies, but a bunch of sodding.
Yes, lovely tune, quite enough, Bard, thank you. Anachronizer, you are tasked with guard duty while we perform the dangerous and honorable harvest. Do not let the goblins slay us, or our spirits will haunt you for eternity.
I blacksmithed up some catapults. They should help in battle.
Hell yeah. What is this? The castle?
They come from the gutter, they come from the pit.
The boathouse.
This song makes them hate us, what muggering pieces of shit.
Do we need to defend all of these?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Hey!
Fire when ready.
Fire! Hell yeah.
Just look toward any catapult and say the word. They'll be dead in no time.
To the first copse of trees!
Harvest, ye knaves,
Commence
harvest!
the song of hunts! A small party of goblins coming from the power plant!
At the power plant! Fire!
A small party of goblins coming from the castle!
At the castle! Fire! August Ulcer near the Pony Burger!
We spill their blood, such a flood, it makes blood. 1 to 1 to chop it down.
At the Sex Burger! Fire! August Ulcer spotted in the boathouse!
Boathouse, but so we want these ones now. God. I'm gonna know on this. Let's get some more turrets out here.
On the troll and the power plant!
Oh, the power plant's that way. Here comes the troll. Where is he? Now. Oh, he's not dead. Putting out some fire. Pretty Harry.
Orcish archer spotted at the castle!
Castle's this way. Fire!
Orcish archers near the Pony Burger! At the boathouse! Fire!
Fire!
Tree harvested! By
Oh, I see the
God's
house.
teeth, slay the rest of the haggards!
Through the forest of Fargothia.
On me!
Oh.
King's Pride! We have defeated the Skanes mates, but we must continue our harvest!
Okay.
Chandler, sire? Mayhap I have a word?
Silence, Anachronizer! Where be our bard?
He got
he's dead.
murdered.
Bye! We cannot harvest without song!
Can I be the new bard? I'm sick of being a smither. I want to be something more fun.
Indeed! You may play as the new bard!
Kick ass!
Okay. Hit that tune, Wendy.
Commence the harvest and sing loudly, bard! Sing for the gods!
Orcish archers coming from the power
We
plant!
must harvest with speed, disband, and spill the blood of these miscreants!
Bam.
Flag bearers under the castle!
Castle's over here. Ooh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, you're a bard. You have officially earned bard status, lady. Oh my god, I'm hurting. Did his ass?
I'm losing HP!
I think it did. Oh god.
From the castle!
Okay, okay, we got rid of him. Lost control. Fire all of them. Bounce. Jones. And then, AKF. There we go. Corner burgers over there. Come on, big boy, let's play. Bam, harvested.
Help our liege destroy the horde!
Compensator.
Reaper will play me soon! He helps us win, he helps us stay these creatures come
Huzzah! The gods have smiled upon us this day!
Hardcore!
Hardcore.
One ho! On me!
Hell yeah. How many
Holy
pieces of tree bark did we get?
Forsooth, countrymen! That was amazing!
Allow me to thank thee for thy skills on the battlefield. Thou dost possess the strength of Samson and the wisdom of Solomon.
And the power of love. Now go feed Ignatius that bark jerky and let me know when he's conscious. I have work for him.
Let us return to our king with haste!
With haste, indeed. Grand cookery trip. I'm interested in what exactly that one's gonna be. this, isn't it? It's literally this from this roof.
Hey, it's Wendy.
Oh,
So
something
you know
tells
that
me that
bark
did not
soup you
work.
almost died for? It's not, hitting the spot.
What a surprise! Okay, send a crew to meet me at the farmer's market. We'll haul back some real food.
How do I get back in here? Is there even a way in the building? Guess not. Alrighty, well... What I was about to say is, I'm a little under the weather from whatever the hell it is that I caught. But, and this is probably as good a place as any for us to call this broadcast here. I know it's a little earlier than usual, but give my time, or give my body some time to rest and kick out whatever the hell this thing going around is, I guess. But, that being said, thank you Lackeys all for coming out to tonight's broadcast. I hope you all enjoyed our forays into the world of the Fargothians here. These fucking lunatics out here doing who knows goddamn what. And as always, I hope you all have a bloody great night. Just, you know, be kind to one another. There's a lot of consequences if you fail to follow that one. Bye! Love y'all! Mwah.